in my neighborhood. There's some nice tracks in the wilderness. It's the river canyon behind me. It doesn't show quite well, but there's one of my favorite walking places in my neighborhood. It's pretty good and nice place. I walk pretty much every day at least somewhat, regardless of the weather. Today is a bit not too sunny, but a perfect day for walk outside. And usually when I go out and see stuff, there's almost always something that inspires me. The canyon there's one very cozy place to make a fire, and I have one of my favorite campfire places there. But yeah, and nearby here is also Tallinn's botanical garden, and that's all close to my studio home. And I do gather some inspirational motives from walks. Like whenever I look up like this to the canopy of the forest, I may get some inspirational motives. Doesn't take much. Sometimes it's tree bark, sometimes it's moss, sometimes it's a rock. Completely depends. Sometimes I make a fire and the fire is very inspiring, so I take pictures of it and make something out of fire. I made a fish out of fire. Yeah, literally. See it on the picture right here. And also trees itself. I do like take photographs, like maybe sometimes like of a tree bark, and yeah, just a close up like this, and I'll make something out of it. I'll use it for something else, like I'll make a fish or a horse or something out of my digital artworks, out of this tree bark, or something else, like gravel on the beach. And sometimes even I find a trash pile, and once I found there in a trash pile that was thrown on a roadside, at least it's not too many of them. It's decreased significantly. But yeah, it's a problem around here that somebody will dump some trash on the roadside. But more than once I have found something. And once I photographed some electrical jiggers out of a trash pile and made some art out of it. Yeah, it's a nice river canyon here. I'll soon enter the river canyon. Under the forest there, on the open ground, sometimes I practice archery. I put the target up here, and with some friends we have been letting loose a few arrows here. On open ground we don't tend to lose the arrows, so if somebody misses the target, that is a valid option. I'm not as good as Lars Anderson, but this location here is pretty good. And I also have some arrows with sponge in the end, so they're not sharp at all, so they're intended to intended for the purpose of shooting each other, and it's a lot of fun too. And that's what we do there as well on the open ground. In the forest you may have a later difficult time to find the arrows, so you may lose the arrows, so the game doesn't work too well. So would work much better than much better when you can actually find the arrows later on, because in a forest or in a bush like that would be a much more fun battle place. But the downside is you may not find the arrows, and you get they get lost. So I have to wait for the new package for I don't know how long. But yeah, I have 2 bows and a few arrows with sponge. More than a few actually. I should have around 20 of them. And these are special gaming arrows that and arrowheads that you can put on regular target arrows also. You just screw off the arrowhead and replace them with the sponge. They have the same screw, and it's like easy substitute. Now I'm inside the river canyon. There's a few bushes, and the river's soon visible as well. And here it is. It's the Pirita river. Not very big, but the only one in my neighborhood. It's my favorite campfire place as well. Here, pretty nice place. I like it on the riverbank, absolutely. Here's a great abundance of material for it as well. I like to sometimes come out here and fix a snack or bring something along to grill a few marshmallows or something, that maybe some easily grillable meat or some small sausages or something, and marshmallows to fix on. Also potatoes are good to throw into the fire. Maybe I should make a cooking show here. Leave a comment. Will I make a cooking episode or not? fine. There's some sort of dead fir that fell down with a storm in summer, and there's quite a bit of material that can be used for some nice cozy fires. It's below freezing outside, so it's very nice to have a cozy fire like that, and I use it for cooking and gathering some ideas for in the winter time as well. It's extra cozy to have a campfire like this in the cold and snow. And here about like maybe something like this is what I used to make the fish out of, like burning coals like those, and it turned out pretty nice. Fire is always inspiring to me, and on a riverside like this, it's one of my favorite places to chill out on a little campfire like this one. That's actually a good place for archery battle too, because it's clear under the forest. It's not very bushy here, so in winter time arrows are more visible. I had a knife throwing target stump over there, but it rotted out, so it's out of service a bit. Maybe I can throw into the side, but yeah. And here's a log that I can use as a seat or something, but it's a little bit too far away from the fire, so I would prefer standing or squatting, so I can practice my Kopnik squat on a fireside. Oh, that's quite something nice warming here. And like, yeah, I didn't take anything along for grilling or snack this time, so sometimes if I take a longer walk I grab a snack along or have a grilling break like this. So at the moment I'll have a short walk, so I won't be too long here, so just a bit. This river canyon has a lot of potential for walking places and some scenic places, and nearby here is also a place of Iru Castle or fortress. There was a medieval times there was a fortress which there's nothing to see. There's nothing left of it. It was a wooden castle or something, and there's only a hill, and the river was quite a moat of it. So, but in Soviet times, or maybe before World War II, I'm not really sure, maybe after also, the hill of the castle was used for building bunkers, and it's the highest place, so it could have been an anti-aircraft cannon placement or something. But that's not the only bunker. Here's a lot of bunkers. The bunker over there on the castle hill is a little bit closed, so it has to be crawled in. So I haven't explored it yet. But here's more bunkers. Some are very small, like just one room, more like cellars, and some are quite big. Here's one biggest bunker here is 2-story. It's has about, I don't know, between 20 and 50 rooms in it, and it's so big that you could pretty much walk half a kilometer in it. I am planning to make a video out of it as well. It's called Orbita. It's the biggest one in my neighborhood. Other bunkers are much smaller. One is close by here. Some are closed, but some are accessible if you crawl in, so I am planning to check them out. So stay tuned.